Hello everyone, welcome back to GK Today. Myself Sia Verma and very good morning. I hope you all are doing very well. So today in this session we are going to cover the most important news of 6th of August 2024 with in-depth analysis of current news, static GK, revision, and we will end the session with the quiz. Fine. And the answer of quiz you have to write in the comment box. Fine. So let's start the session with the very first question. So the first one is, what is the rank of India in Travel and Tourism Development Index 2024? So the answer is 39. So recently the rank of India is 39 in Travel and Tourism Development Index 2024. Basically, what is the score of India in this index? So the score of India in this index is 4.25. Fine. And this index is released every 2 years. Fine. So recently, WEF, World Economic Forum, released the Travel and Tourism Development Index. The first rank holder is US and the last rank holder, that is Mali, out of 119 countries. And in 119 countries, India ranks 39 in this index. Fine. So the other topic we will cover with this question is World Economic Forum. So basically, World Economic Forum was founded by the Klaus Schwab in 1971, and it is also PYQ who is the founder of World Economic Forum. Name is Klaus Schwab, and the year is 1971. Fine. The headquarter of WEF is at Cologne, Switzerland. Fine. And the founding year is 1971. So there are many reports that WEF publish, including the Global Competitiveness Report, the Global Gender Gap Report, Energy Transition Index, Global Risk Report, Global Travel and Tourism Report. Fine. So these are the report that WEF publish. Fine. So simply you have to remember the rank of India is 39 in Travel and Tourism Development Index 2024. Also, a Ministry of Tourism. So the responsible cabinet minister for Ministry of Tourism is Gajendra Singh Shekhawat. Now let's move to the next one. Next one is, recently who has become the first woman to be appointed the Director General of Medical Services. So first of its kind, and the first woman, the answer is Lieutenant General Sadhana Saxena Nair, and she has become the first woman to be appointed as the DG of Medical Services. Fine. So she joined the Indian Army Corps in 1985. Basically, the Army Medical Corps in 1985. Also, she is a third generation Armed Force member and graduated from Armed Forces Medical College. Fine. And now, the first woman to lead Indian Army Medical Services, and also she was the first women DG of Hospital Services Armed Forces. Fine. So with this question we can cover another news, and that is Director General Armed Force Medical. So every wing of the Indian Army Forces, Army, Navy and Air Force has a medical wing, and all three medical services were integrated in 1948 by the recommendation of Dr. B.C. Roy Committee, and a new post of Director General Armed Force Medical Service has introduced. Fine. And the current Director General Armed Force Medical Services is Lieutenant General Daljit Singh. Fine. So you have to remember the current DG Armed Force Medical Service is Lieutenant General Daljit Singh, and he leads all the three medical services of the Indian Armed Forces. Fine. Let's move to the next one. So the next one is Shivavati Pump Storage Hydroelectric Plant, recently seen in the news, is built on which river? So currently, Shivavati Pump Storage Hydroelectric Plant, the largest hydroelectric plant in India, recently seen in the news, and it is built on Shravati River in the state of Karnataka. Fine. So recently, the Central Electricity Authority (CEA) has approved two new hydro pump storage plant in India. The first one is, the capacity is 2000 megawatt, and that is of Sharavati plant in Karnataka. The exact location is Shimoga district of Karnataka. So the ambitious project of CEA and the largest hydroelectric plant will be at Shimoga district in Karnataka, and the capacity is 2000 megawatt. And the second ambitious project of CEA is of 600 megawatt capacity in the state of Odisha, and the name is Upper Indravati Storage Hydroelectric Plant. So basically the hydro pump storage plant. So these are the type of energy storage used for grid energy storage. Fine. So a type of energy storage and the system is grid energy storage. Fine. And the CEA, Central Electricity Authority, it was set up in 1951 and comes under the Ministry of Power, and it has six full-time members and a chairman. And currently the chairman is Ghanshyam Prasad and headquarter is at New Delhi in India. Fine. So basically, you have to remember the India's largest hydroelectric plant capacity is 2000 megawatt, and the location is at Shimola district of Karnataka. Fine. Let's move to the next one. Next one is recently India signed an agreement with which country to develop National Maritime Heritage Complex (NMHSC) at Lothal, Gujarat. So the answer is Vietnam. So recently, Vietnam signed an agreement with India to develop NMHC, and the location is at Lothal, Gujarat, the Indus Valley Civilization, and it is the part of the Sagarmala program of the center. So recently, Vietnamese PM named Pham Minh Chinh visited India from July 30 to August 1st, 2024. And during his visit, the Indian government announced $300 million loans for Vietnam's maritime security. Fine. Also, the Vietnamese PM has signed nine agreements with the government of India, including the development of NMHC at Lothal, Gujarat, and also the Vietnam will be the part of Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure. Fine. So basically, CDRI is an international coalition and Vietnam will be the part of this. It is launched by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi when on 23rd September 2019 during UN Climate Action Summit. Fine. So basically the aim of CDRI mission is to promote infrastructure system development, climate disaster risk management. Fine. And the Prime Minister of India launched the CDRI during UN climate action on 23rd September 2019. Fine. Also, there are another key term NMHC, National Maritime Heritage Complex. So, NMHC, this complex will be the largest underwater marine museum in Asia and India's grandest naval museum. Fine. It is a part of historic Indus Valley civilization construction, and this project is the part of Centered Sagarmala program as well. Fine. Now, simply you have to remember the country to develop NMHC. The agreement is between India and Vietnam. Fine. Now let's move to the next one. Recently, where was the fourth Rashtriya Hindi Vigyan Sammelan 2024 held? So the answer is Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. So recently, the fourth edition of Rashtriya Hindi Vigyan Sammelan held at Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh, and the edition is fourth. So the aim of conference is to promote science and technology research in Hindi through six sessions on various topics, and it is organized by CSIR AMPRI Bhopal with other institution, and the basic aim to allow researchers to present their work in Hindi language and to celebrate the importance of Hindi. So the fourth edition of Rashtriya Hindi Vigyan Sammelan held at Bhopal in India. Fine. Now let's move to the next one. Next one is, which ministry is the nodal body for the WHO Global Traditional Medicine Center in Gujarat recently in news? So the nodal agency of WHO for the WHO Global Traditional Medicine Center GTMC. So the answer is Ministry of Ayush. So Ministry of Ayush is the nodal body for WHO Global Traditional Medicine Center in Gujarat. Fine. Why it is in news? Because recently the Ministry of Ayush signed an $85 million agreement with WHO World Health Organization for the Global Traditional Medicine Center location. The agreement signed location is at Jamnagar, Gujarat, and we all know, whole India know the exact location of Jamnagar, and this funding will support the center's expansion and research over the next 10 years. So the target will be of next 10 years, and the GCTM, the total investment of this project is $250 million, and the aim to improve global health by integrating traditional medicine with modern science. Fine. So simply you have to remember the nodal body for the WHO Global Traditional Medicine Center is Ministry of Ayush, fine. And also World Health Organization. So World Health Organization established on 7th of April 1948, and its headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland, and we celebrate 7th April as World Health Day. Fine. Let's move to the next one. Next one is, according to recent data, which country is the second largest aluminium producer in the world? So the second largest aluminium producer in the world, and the answer is India. So India has become the second largest aluminium producer in the world, and the first largest aluminium producer is China. The data is, so the aluminum production increased by 1.2% to 10.4% lakh tons in quarter one of financial year 24-25. Also, India stands as the second largest aluminum producer, third largest lime producer, and the fourth largest iron ore producer in the whole world. Fine. So simply you have to remember the rank of India is second in aluminium production. Now let's move to the next one. What is surrogate advertising recently seen in the news? So a term surrogate advertising, and it refers an advertisement that duplicate the brand image of one product to promote another product of the same brand. Fine. Why it is in news? Because the health ministry has urged SAI and BCCI to halt surrogate advertising of tobacco and alcohol by athlete. Basically, surrogate advertising promotes one product by using the brand image of another due to legal restriction. And this allow brands like liquor and tobacco companies to maintain recognition and spread their message through brand extension. So recently, the Health Ministry has urged to Sports Authority of India and BCCI to halt surrogate advertising by the athlete. Fine. And the other information is about SAI, Sports Authority of India. It was established in 1984 promote sports in India. Also, BCCI, Board of Control for Cricket in India, and the governing body for cricket in India, and was established in 1928 in December. The current president of BCCI is Roger Binney, and the vice president is Rajiv Shukla. CEO is Hemang Amin. Uh, Present secretary is Jay Shah, and the coach for men's cricket team is Gautam Gambhir, and the coach for women's is Amol Mazumdar. Fine. Let's move to the next one. Next one is, access of resistance recently seen in the news is related to which country? So this term is related with Iran. Answer is Iran. So Iran is the funding member of Axis of Resistance. Why it is in news? Because recently the Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh was killed in a Tehran airstrike, and the expert warned Iran may escalate attacks on Israel via its coalition, the Axis of Resistance. Basically, the Axis of Resistance come into existence after the 1979 Iranian Revolution, that include Hezbollah from Lebanon, Hamas from Gaza, PIJ from Gaza, and the Houthis from the Yemen. Fine. So basically, Axis of Resistance is a terror group including Hezbollah, Hamas, PIJ, and the Houthis. So that's why this question was in news. Fine. Let's move to the next one. Fine. So next is, recently Indian radio astronomers has identified 34 new giant radio sources using which telescope? So the answer is giant meter wave radio telescope. So Indian radio astronomers has identified 34 new giant radio sources using giant meter wave radio telescope. Fine. So exactly the term giant radio sources, and they are the among the largest structure in the universe. Fine. And they can span million of light years. They can span million of light years, and the first GRS was discovered in the 1950s. Fine. So recently GMRT, Giant Meter Wave Radio Telescope, run by the NCRA, has 30 large dishes that study radio waves, and GRSS, giant radio sources, are huge cosmic objects with supermassive black holes that create jets of plasma and emit large radio waves. Fine. And NCRA, that is stands for National Center for Radio Astrophysics, and it is operated by India's Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. Fine. So basically, you have to remember the Name of the telescope is Giant Meter Wave Radio Telescope, and recently it has identified 34 new giant radio sources. Fine, fine. So with this, the in-depth analysis of today's current news is done, and now let's move to the revision session as well. So first, we will discuss the initiative of different ministries. So which ministry recently launched the Idea for Life initiative to promote environmental sustainability? So the answer is Ministry of Environment. Nipun Bharat Mission, it was launched by Ministry of Education. Carbon Credit Trading Scheme, it was an initiative of Ministry of Power. E-Upahar Portal, it was developed by Ministry of Electronics and Information. Samadhan Portal, it was launched by Ministry of Labor and Employment. And recently, which ministry launched SIMS 2.0, the upgraded steel import monitoring system? It was launched by Ministry of Steel. And how much funding has been allocated for the India AI mission for 2024-25 by the Ministry of Electronics and the IT? The budget is rupees 551 crore. Fine. Let's move to the next revision question. So recently the conferences, which country hosts the International Conference of Agriculture Economists? So India hosts. Which country has announced the Climate Finance Action Fund? And the country is Azerbaijan. First International Conference on Steel Slag Road. The location is at New Delhi. And which organization announced the new World Soil Health Index? And UNESCO. And UNESCO organized this at International Conference on Soils. Fine. And recently, the third United Nations Conference of Afghanistan, and it was held at Doha in Qatar. And recently, where was the third annual conference on MND Awareness, Care and Management Health? So the location was in Bangalore, exactly NIMHANS, Bangalore. Fine, fine. Let's discuss the current index as well. So what is the rank of Indian Henley Passport Index? Rank is 82. Primary objective of the Digital Postal Index, the objective is to establish a standardized geocoded addressing system in India, and the state become the first in the country to introduce the concept of gross environment product index. So the state is Uttarakhand, and which institution recently released the fourth edition of SDG. SDG, that is stand for Sustainable Development Goal, and the organization is Niti Aayog. And Financial Inclusion Index, it was organized by Reserve Bank of India. And a new World Soil Health Index, it was announced by UNESCO. And India's rank in AI Preparedness Index 2024, 72 is the rank of India. In Energy Transition Index, the rank of India is 63. And Environment Performance Index, the rank is 176. And Vishakhapatnam Port has secured which place in the Container Port Performance Index, and the rank of Vishakhapatnam Port is 19th. Fine. So with this, the revision is also completed. Now let's move to today's quiz questions as well. So here you can see the quiz question, and these questions are from the month of July, and the monthly video is already published. So please answer these questions in the comment box. And with this, we are winding up our session. I hope you have liked this session, and we will meet with the next session. Till then, please do revision and take care. Thank you for watching.